Next topic, swimming safety. This one's for Rhonda. Which is better, a pool fence or swim lessons?
Okay, so when we're talking drowning prevention for children, both of those are best, and I'll explain why. You want to have barriers in your home. We recommend at least 2 barriers. The state of California just passed the law that there has to be 3 barriers to prevent a child to get to a pool. Remember that a barrier is just that, it's a barrier. Children are quick. So if you only have one, say it's the pool fence, given enough time, a child would be able to climb that. So you would definitely want on your sliders, French door, whatever leads out to the pool, some type of an alarm. The locks on those doors should be moved high enough so that the children can't reach to unlock the door. And in the event that your child does get through those barriers, you would definitely want them to know how to swim, or at least at a minimum know how to save themselves by rolling on their back to float until help can get to them. So barriers are definitely a must, but I also feel that swim lessons are a must.
Can you give us a few tips on places to go for swim lessons?
Sure. You have St. Lucie County Aquatics here in St. Lucie County that provides swim lessons at all 3 of those their pools, which is the Ravenswood Pool, the Lincoln Park Pool, the Lakewood Park Pool. There are several private agencies or entities here in town that provide swim lessons. If you should be in Martin County, you have Martin County Parks and Rec, Sailfish Splash. They do swim lessons, as well as the YMCA. And again, in Martin County, they also have private businesses or entities that provide lessons. Here in St. Lucie County, Safe Kids has a wonderful partnership with the county and the Sheriff's Department, where at least twice a year we provide swim lessons to children here in St. Lucie County. We are just finishing up for the month of June, but in November we will be providing lessons, partnering with our sheriff's deputies who are certified swim instructors.
Excellent. Can you give us a few tips or pool rules about pool toys, bikes near the pool, electrical appliances near our pools?
Absolutely. So your pool is there for recreational fun. There's no reason to have a bicycle out at your pool. I mean, heaven forbid, let's just say it's a little colder and the barrier fence is down and a child is riding their bike with long pants and now their pant leg gets caught in the chain of the bike and now they're in the pool. So even if they were to know how to swim, they would have a very difficult time getting themselves up and above water because that bike is now pulling them down. Electricity can definitely carry in the water and can electrocute everyone who is in the water, which is why it's always imperative that you check your pool pumps to make sure that there's no shorts, there's no fraying wires that might be back feeding electricity into the pool. Playing around the pool, you want the kids to have a great time in the pool, and there's appropriate play and inappropriate play. So when we see children who are wrestling and throwing each other under the water and continually pushing each other under the water, that could potentially later cause something that we call a secondary drowning or a non-fatal drowning, because they've been submerged and pushed under and just playing, and later they have difficulty because they maybe aspirate a little water during that playtime, or they've held their breath so much that they end up having what they call a dry drowning or a non-fatal drowning later. So it's just very, when we're doing lessons, it's no running around the pool. No climbing or pulling on each other because you're putting them at risk for pushing someone under the water. We're just all about safety. It's really kind of hard to stay in until you're right there around the pool. But, our big things are hands off. You don't push and pull on anyone else, and you don't run around the pool deck. And having someone to watch the children, I can't stress enough that there has to be somebody that has their eyes on their children, on the children in the pool, and adults. I mean, adults are at risk for drowning also at all times. So we promote a program called Water Watchers, and basically that's a lanyard with a tag that says Water Watcher. And when you're wearing that lanyard and you have that tag on, you are the one who is responsible for having your eyes on everyone who's in the pool. When you need to take a break or maybe get out of the sun, then you make sure you pass that lanyard and that tag off to someone else to watch the children, because you always want an adult supervising and watching who's in your pool and who's swimming.
And that adult should also know how to swim.
Right.
Right. And also for really small kids, they should be in arm's reach.
Always in an arm's reach, yes.
Easily
Well,
reach
and
out to that child.
you know, we were discussing swimmies and flotation devices. If you're going to use some type of device for your child in the pool, whether it's, you know, swimmies, I've seen some of these zip-up vests that you can purchase at retail stores. Our recommendation is that you make sure that they're Coast Guard approved, okay? And when we do our drowning prevention education with parents and children, an actual class that we do, the inflatable swimmies, if you can just honestly take your ballpoint pen and if you hit it hard enough, it pops. So if there would be something, it doesn't have to be extremely sharp in the pool, it can still pop those, and now you have a child at risk because, you know, their device that you think is making them safe and secure in the pool is not. So anything that you're going to use to help your child in the pool who may not be able to swim needs to be Coast Guard approved, and it's on the label inside if it's Coast Guard approved. If you pick up something at one of the stores and you open it, look on the inside, and there's no writing, it's not Coast Guard approved.
Okay, that's excellent. Thank you. What age should swim lessons start?
So we recommend that you definitely start getting them used to the water between ages 1 to 4. With our program that we run, we do parent-child, so we ask the parent to get in the water with the child to help them with the fear of the water. And it just kind of keeps it a little calmer, a little smoother for the children. But once they hit that 4, then we'll start with the Red Cross Learn to Swim preschool program, where we're working with the children in the pool with just an instructor with the parents on the deck. But you definitely need them to start exposing them, you know, at least by the age of 1, so they can get used to the water. You can begin to teach them to float at that point. So there is a program out called Infant Rescue Swim. So that kind of teaches the children that once they get into the water to roll on their back and float, and to get to the side to exit the pool. And that starts as early as 6 months.
Okay. The next question came in about diving safety. How do you know if it's safe to dive in the pool?
Okay, so the American Red Cross has a recommendation that the pool needs to be 9 feet deep before you dive.
And most pools are not
9 feet deep.
Okay, so that's really important. Right. And there are actual diving classes if you're interested in diving and learning how to dive correctly. Right.
So, yes, we can definitely go over some signs of drowning. Drowning is not what you see on TV in the movies, you know, with people coming up and flailing and their arms are splashing. Drowning is silent. Most times victims of drowning cannot speak and they can't make a sound, so you don't know they're in distress. So basically, they're in the water and they look like they're trying to climb stairs. Their head is back, their mouth is open, and their eyes are really wide. That is the first sign that you have someone in the pool who's in distress.